guys and gals, welcome to our fourth video lesson in chapter 5, our lessons on sums and difference formulas. Alright, let's do this. Okay, in class we will derive the formula for sums and differences of angles. Why we call these angles U and V, I don't know, but we do, and we'll do this in class. So, you need to make sure you learn and mesmerize these formulas. It's really not as bad as they look. I'm not making you write them down, which I probably should because it'll help you memorize them. But you need to learn these formulas cold. You really, really do. I don't ask you to remember much, but I am asking you to learn these. How do we use these? You're saying, can we find sine of 165 without a calculator? The answer up until now is no. You can't do that because that's not one of our special rights. But I am going to rewrite this. Sorry. I'm going to rewrite this as a sum of two angles that I can figure out. For example, I can write this as sine of 120 degrees plus 45 degrees. I could write this as the sum, sine of the sum of, if I wanted to, let's see, what else could I do? I could do 30 and 135. In other words, both of these are special rights. What am I doing? Both of these are special rights, okay? This is a 30, 60, 90. This is a 45. This is a 45. This is a 30, 60, 90, okay? I could write these as a difference if I wanted to. For example, I could have written this as, let me think here, 210 minus, I think that would work, 210 minus 45. So I could have done sine 210 minus 45, etc. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take the first one that I wrote. I'm going to write this as sine of 120 plus sine of 45. I'm now going to write my sum formula of sine. Sine of u plus v is equal to sine u times sine v plus cosine u, and I'm writing this wrong, sorry. Sine u cos v plus sine v cos u. Okay, so there is that. I'm now going to replace u with 120 and v with 45. So this is going to become sine of 120, sine 120 cos 45 plus sine 45 cos 120. Now I can do this without a calculator. Sine of 120, that's sine of 60 in the second quadrant. So that's going to be root 3 over 2. Times cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2. Plus sine of 45 is root 2 over 2. And cosine of 120 is cosine of 60 in the second quadrant, which is negative 1/2. Now notice, I can do some simping. Root 3 times root 2 is root 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus a negative root 2 over 4. These are fractions with the common denominator of 4. So this now becomes root 6 minus root 2 all over 4. And even though it's not a pretty answer, there is your answer. We can do that without a calc. All right? Let's look at this one. The directions in the book just say write this as a sum or difference. In other words, we recognize I have sine of 110 cosine 80. So this is, in essence, sine u cos v plus cos u sine v, which we know is sine of u plus v. Well, u is 110, v is 80, so this would equal equals sine of 190. And again, you can do that probably with a calculator, but there is your answer. That's just learning our formula. Let's look at the next one. I'm going to do the two evens here, tan of u plus v, and sine of u minus v. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the triangles where u and v both belong. Notice that they says here they're in the second quadrant. So in blue here, this is u, and the sine of u is 5/13, so this is 5, this is 13, and this is -12, because we're in the second quadrant. In red here, and I will figure out v. This is angle v. Well, actually, I should say this is angle v. Okay. Likewise, this would be angle u. But more importantly, I'm looking at my triangle, and cosine of v is -3/5. So this is -3. That's 5, and this guy here is 4. So now, if I want to find tan u plus v, I'm going to write my formula for tan u plus v. Okay, tan u plus v is tan u times tan v. I take that back, plus tan v over 1 minus tan u times tan v. And again, you do just need to memorize these formulas. Okay, now that I have that, I can just kind of look here. Tan u is going to be -5/12, and tan v is going to be -4/3. So I'm going to replace now. I'm going to replace in blue here, okay, my u's with, this was -5/12. Actually, I'm going to write it down here so you can see it. Okay, so I have tan u, -5/12, plus tan v, which was -4/3, over 1 minus tan u, -5/12, times tan v, -4/3. And now it just, it's basically going back to elementary school. We're dealing with some complex fractions. Okay? So up top now, I'm going to get a common denominator of 12ths. So this is going to be times 4, -16/12. So it looks like I have -5 minus 16, which is -21/12. Okay? On the bottom, I'm going to start by multiplying. Right here, I'm going to cancel the 12 with the 4, and I'm going to get 3 and 1. So it looks like I have 1 minus, and this becomes a +5/9. So I have 1 minus 5/9 on the bottom, which of course equals 4/9, because 1 is 9/9. So now I have -21/12 divided by 4/9 is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. I'm going to do some canceling once again. 3 and 4. It looks like I have -63/16. That is my final answer for the tan. Okay, let's take a quick break. I'm going to erase. Okay, the magic of the smartboard. Let's do this number 46, which is going to be sine u minus v. So my equation, my formula for differences of sine is going to be sine u cos v minus cos u sine v. Well, looking at my triangles now, sine of u is going to be 5/13. Cosine of v is going to be -3/5. I'm just looking up there. Minus cos u is going to be -12/13. And sine v is going to be positive 4/5. Okay, now we're going to, again, just go back and we're going to do some fraction work. Let's write this in black. Notice I have a negative fraction right here. I can cancel my 5s. It looks like I have negative 3/13. And now I have a minus minus right here, a minus minus, which becomes a plus. And it doesn't look like I can cancel there at all. So I got 48/65. And I'm actually going to have to now just write this negative 3/13 in terms of 65ths. I'm going to multiply by 5, both top and bottom. Okay, so if I hadn't canceled, that would have been fine. This becomes negative 15/65. So it looks like I have 48 minus 15 is 33/65. And there's your answer. And you will find that tangents, doing the sum and difference of tangents, does require the most yucky fraction work. Doing the sines and cosines is actually easier. This last problem right here, I'm going to do with you in class. It's kind of a toughie, but it's a fun one. So we'll see you soon.